Hello there! In the September release notes video, we covered some exciting new releases. And today, we're going to take a deeper look at how you can view and list multiple databases using the Google Cloud Console. Buckle up and let's go! A few months ago, we announced the public preview launch of multiple databases for Cloud Firestore. With this new feature, you can create, manage, and delete additional Firestore databases within the same Firebase project. Initially, you could only access those additional databases via the API, but you can now see those databases in the Google Cloud Console. But before we try that out, let's understand this multi-database feature a bit more. Until recently, each project could only have a single Firestore database. If you wanted to have more databases, you had to create new projects. And this presented challenges since other Google Cloud Platform resources then also need to be replicated across projects. This is one of the reasons why support for multiple databases in Firestore was a top feature request for many developers. It enables the creation of isolated Firestore databases, which means that you can now, for example, isolate data for multiple tenants in a single project. Or you could use a separate database for each of your microservices, for billing, or even different environments like development, test, and staging. And you can create each database in any supported Firestore region. This feature also unblocks Firestore schedule backup and restore, as we also saw in the September's release notes video. What's more, you can apply different security policies to different Firestore databases with Firebase security rules or identity and access management conditions. To manage the lifecycle of Firestore databases, there is a new API endpoint, Terraform resource, gCloud CLI commands, and Firebase CLI commands. Through these, you can easily create, read, update, and delete data from your Firestore database instances. To run these operations, you need to specify the database name to get the appropriate Firestore database instance. If you don't specify a database name, the client library falls back to the default database. But that's all you have to do. Provide the database name when retrieving the Firestore instance. Everything else works exactly as it used to work. So as I said before, if you have already created multiple Firestore databases in your Firebase project, you can now see them in the Google Cloud Console. To test this feature, I went ahead and created a few Firestore database instances in my Firebase project. There are two ways you can navigate to the list of databases, through the Firebase console itself or through the Cloud Console. Let's first try it in the Firebase console. Open the Firestore dashboard and click on More in Google Cloud. Then click on any of these options. If this is your first time opening Google Cloud Console from the Firebase console, you should see a pop-up telling you that this is taking you to another window. Right in the top, you can see this menu called All Databases Database Default. The default database is the first one you create. From there, you can click on the All Databases path and it will show you a list of all databases created for that specific Firebase project. You can create any names you want for your additional databases. These are the ones I created to make it easier for me to identify what type of data I'm storing in each one of them. For each database, you can also see the mode, which can be native or data store, the location, and the creation time. And of course, you can click on each database to open it. The UI is very similar to the one you are probably used to from the Firebase console. You can see all the collections and the documents, and you can also open, modify, and delete the documents stored in each one of them. And if you want to find the databases list through the Cloud Console, all you have to do is open your project and search for Firestore in the search bar on the top. See? Simple as that. To learn more about how to create and delete databases, how the databases IDs work, how to manage roles and permissions and update database configuration, how to set up security rules for multiple databases, and what limitations there are, check out the documentation linked in the description below. The Firebase console should start showing the additional databases soon too, so stay tuned for the next release notes to hear firsthand when this feature will be available for you in the Firestore dashboard of the Firebase console. See you in the next episode of Deep Dives.